ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Paach say that jatan bahut main kar rahe ho, mityo na man ko maan. So what Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Paach is saying here is that jatan means effort. That I've made so many efforts. I've tried so many different things. Bahut many. Main kar rahe ho. I am making so much effort. But mityo na man ko maan. But the maan, the pride that is in my maan, it just doesn't seem to leave me, just doesn't seem to go. That means, what is it? What are these efforts that I'm trying to do? These efforts could be even, I'm doing things under the name of religion. I'm trying to do all the right things. So even when then I'm doing something religious, even then this just pride just does not leave me. Instead, it still grows there as well. I know that this path is to try and get away from that. So what I know it's righteous to go and give charity. But even when I go and give charity, even then, my pride instead, it grows. And I'm thinking that mityo na man ko maan, what am I meant to do? I just feel completely defeated. How many times does this happen to us, Sangat Ji? That sometimes before we even start on this path of Sikhi, before we start on a spiritual path, we end up instead with more pride after than we do before. And it's just sometimes the way this game goes. When somebody's just doing something effortlessly and not even thinking about it, somebody might just go out there and give something to someone and they don't even really acknowledge it. But then when we come and we start practicing a faith, a religion, but then it's told to us we've got to carry out this, we've got to do this. So we start acknowledging it in our mind that I'm giving, that I'm doing this now. And then instead, what happens is this pride, remember, is when we start looking down at others, we start to feel superior. When we start looking down, we think, look how much better we are than them. You know, look at our relatives that they're still doing what they do, but look at us, look at what we do. And we might not say it outright, but there's that subtle voice inside telling us that we're better than others. Look, they're just still stuck in earning so much money, but look how we've changed and now we're actually doing something good. It's not leaving me. What do I do? And this is where Guru Sahib Ji say to us, look, there's nothing else you can do now but this. And they say, that is durmatasyo nanak fadyo. They're saying that when you have now got caught up, remember this word fadyo again, is now that you're entangled in what? In durmat. You're actually caught up in durmat. That you're trying to walk the path of righteousness, but actually you've gone dur, meaning you've gone far away from the Guru's mat. The Guru's mat was saying that I want you to remain low. I want you to remain speaking sweetly. But instead, you're starting to now go the opposite way. So I have to realize this, that actually the most important thing was in what place I'm coming from, in the intention I'm doing something in. That is it actually coming from a place of compassion, or am I just doing it for the sake of it because I think that it's, getting me a few ticks and it's getting me a few points. That's why Paach is saying then, Durmatasyo Nanak Fadyo, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Paach Ji say to us that then I get caught up in this pride, which is the complete opposite mat of my Guru. And then what happens? Raak leho Bhagwan. Now an ardas comes out. Sangat Ji, it doesn't mean that we stop. Some people, we start thinking that, what's the point? Instead, I became religious and instead I've gone the opposite direction. They're better off than me because, look, they've not got as much pride as me. They're just getting on with their lives. And my Guru's mat was to remain humble. And instead, I've gone the opposite direction. And when that moment, we realize that what's happened to me, then an andron ek ardas nikal diya. At that point, then a sound comes from deep inside, and then it takes the form of an ardas, a request, and we say to Satguru Ji, we say, Raak leho Bhagwan, Raak, keep me, save me, leho Bhagwan. And Sangat Ji, when at that place of realizing, because sab to vaddi gal eh hundi pehla pata hi nahi lagda. First of all, I don't even realize I'm so caught up in thinking I'm doing so good, I'm so amazing. Imagine not even realizing. Imagine doing kirtan and carrying out something and doing something good and just looking at somebody else and saying, "La, you know what, I'm a lot better than them." And the moment I start saying I'm a lot better than them, I start to forget that my Guru's Upadesh is that hum nahi change, bura nahi koi. That actually it's me that's not good, but nobody else is bad. When I can start feeling like that. But that's the first step, is realizing, you know what, I actually do think now that I have started to think that I'm better than them. The moment we feel that moment is when the request comes from us and we say, Rakh liyo Bhagwan, now save me, because now I'm in that fear that I'm actually going the wrong way. That's when the Shakti, the power of Ardas will start to take over. Because it's a natural law of Akal Purkh. If we really want that, if we ask for something materialistic, we will get it. And how we think, well, that's the attractional law and somehow we will attract that to us, but we forget. Even if we ask Sadhguru Ji Paatshah for Nimrata, if we ask him that we truly, from a place of failing and thinking that, oh my God, what's happened to me? I've actually now, I'm starting to feel that I'm better than them. I'm actually now gone backwards. If we do Ardas at that point and say, save me from this, Satguru Ji, of course, in that same way, if I aake mange, if I'm asking for Nimrata, if I'm asking for that aake mange, de, of course he will give. Daat kare Datar, that giver of gifts, will give us that as well. Satguru Ji Paatshah Ji then Kirpa Karan, that we're able to